time to live. 16 days until the NFL season starts. We got Dave off camera. He's not sure what I'm doing. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Let's live a little. I'm Liam Murphy, big guest today. The show that I would say most of my viewers look forward to. Today we have on Soccer Dave himself, David Kitchen, to live a little. Dave, how you doing today, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing great. Liam, I really appreciate you having me on. As you know, it means a lot when when I see their growth and how they have kind of taken over in their own personal niches and space, and especially in the fantasy world, and to see you just thriving out here, I am honored to be on this show.
Are you checking in a lot? You're watching all my streams. My camera.
Yeah, well, I've never seen that. I
don't know why this is
stupid OBS. But no, I do watch. So this is not the first time I saw you blowing the horn. I think I saw it last
flute.
week.
Someone called a flute.
Yeah, your flute. And I think
Sound
it's
effects,
an awesome way to start the stream. So yeah.
We're going to be doing a weekly winners today. I couldn't think of a better format to truly just throw ADP out the window, vibe a winner. Last year, I had Dave on for 2 streams, and we made a playoff team with both of those. Dave, you are a 3-time best ball finalist. Am I understating that?
2, but soon to be 3, I would guess.
Soon to be 3?
Yeah.
But before we jump into the draft, man, let's catch up about how you are living. You seem to be in a new office, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They gave you a conference room or something. Just tell the people, man. Tell us about your life. How you doing? Seems like you're playing a lot of pickleball.
Yeah, someone asked did I just wake up. No, it's 12:30. I've been up since since early this morning. School has started, so getting the kids out to school, dropping them off, and then fighting some downtown traffic to get to the office. We do have a new office. It's a lovely office right in the heart of downtown. Has a workout facility that I hear is amazing. So
you haven't been to it, or?
No, I've been a few times. But playing a lot of pickleball, taking a brief hiatus though, because I popped my calf on Friday. So I heard a little pop in my calf, and slight tear there. Still walking with a little bit of a limp. So letting that fully heal before I dive back in, because I'm getting old now. I'm approaching year 40. And what happened was I played in a pickleball tournament where I hurt my back so bad that I could not walk for the next 3 days. Was in bed, just could not walk. And then after my back kind of got a little better, I dove back into pickleball. Well, if you're not used to it, your calf, doing new activities, is probably what happened to Joe Burrow in camp.
I was going to say, people underestimate your dedication. I think you pulled that calf so that we could get in the mind of Joe Burrow. Is that how you do that?
Yeah, and I will say it's not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. If I had a torn hammy, I've had a broken femur, I've had a torn ACL and MCL. This is cake. I was able to walk semi-normally the next day. I have a little bit of a limp, but I want to get back to fully healthy, and then just be a little bit smarter. I was talked into my third pickleball day in 4 days last week, and I'd already had a nagging calf injury. So when it popped, I was not surprised, but it was just another reminder that we're not getting any younger over here.
I last year I had COVID, and then I did the 2-week quarantine, was responsible,
Yeah.
and then Herzig invited me out to pickleball in St. Pete, and of course I went. Now I played tennis growing up. I was like the captain of my high school, pretty good at racquetball sports, but immediately I don't think like my body had adjusted and recovered fully from COVID, and did something in my foot, totally screwed up my foot, but
Is
I'm
Herzig
having a
pretty
blast
good?
playing pickleball myself. Say it again.
Is Herzig pretty good?
He's a lot taller than I thought from like online. So
No,
yeah,
I
he's
didn't ask if he was tall. I asked if he was like good at pickleball.
connected. He is good, and he's also tall. Because I think I'm decent for someone who's played 5 times in their life. So
Okay.
put me in the intermediate to an advanced group at a clinic, but
Because I'll be around that area around fall break, so I didn't know if I should hit him up for some games.
well, you should hit me up too because we live in the same area. I don't know what's going on with my camera, guys. Gonna need to order a new one. I don't know if you heard, Dave, but we got some big guests along with yourself coming on the channel. Matthew Berry is for some reason gave me the time of day. Gonna come on the 31st. So some would say the tree's growing.
That's pretty awesome that I'm a part of that, and that I can be your little test subject for this camera issue you got going on.
Yeah, let me try plugging it into a different port.
It seems like
I'm sorry, people. I know most of you just want to see
connection.
Dave's mug anyways.
Yeah, no, definitely. I do have a heart out too.
All right, we are jumping into weekly winners.
I've got a meeting, so let's get this party started.
We're getting it started here. My camera is optional. We will get it on though. It's about time I upgraded this thing. I just have like a rinky-dink $20 one.
Yeah, you can use your I'm guessing you're part of the iPhone community, not like Pete and an Android guy. But you can use your iPhone, especially if it's like one of the new like 14 Pro Max. And there's an app called Camo, and it basically utilizes your camera. It looks just like an SLR, basically. You just connect it to your Mac.
Okay. Well, I might have to look into that. I'm also going to just buy a better webcam.
Yeah.
All right, guys. We need 2 more for this weekly winners. Dave, 16 days until the NFL season kicks off.
Yeah.
How many drafts are you? It seems like you. I caught the 2 Swolecast recently on my plane ride back from San Diego. Seems like you're doing more drafts than ever this year. You seem pretty plugged in from my perspective. Are you feeling burnt out? Are you feeling pressure to get more drafts down? Talk to us about it.
No, not really. In fact, I feel like I'm at a good pace. Like I don't draft unless I want to. And so if I am burnt, it's not like I have to finish 150 drafts on stream, or like Davis saying that like he's in hell because he has to draft all these teams. It's just like, well, why do that then? Because especially if you're Davis, it's not for the ROI. We know that, right? Like why is he drafting so many? If he doesn't want to draft teams, it's not fun or enjoyable to him, then why do it? So I like it. I like firing up a draft at night. I like firing up a draft if I've got anything going on during the day. Might have fired up a draft this morning in traffic. So yeah, we're about maxed out on DraftKings with all of their tournaments. The 3 max, the single entry, and then the millie, and so I have quite a bit under my belt on Underdog as well. So
I probably need to average at least 15 drafts a day.
Yeah.
Fast draft life to get in the DK $10 millie and the drafters. Do you know the format of weekly winners, or should I for anyone who's confused?
I'm very much I've done like 30 weekly winners, I think.
Okay. How do you think about it? So for anyone who's confused, gonna have Hayden Winks on tomorrow to talk about weekly winners as well, but this is not a playoff contest.
Oh my goodness.
It's strictly total points.
This is actually perfect. Where are you picking at?
We are the 109.
or 9. I'll be right back.
Okay. Dave is big timing us. I will hold down the fort for our first. Wow, man just teleported there. I mean, just an absolute legendary stream to begin. My camera won't work. Dave is gone. Maybe he's getting Tuttle. Maybe Tuttle wants to come on.
I'm back. So,
Dave is back.
So I created this thing, and it is yet to hit the airwaves.
We got some people not believing the calf injury after the brisk step by you.
Yeah, like I've told you, I got like this is why I'm kind of bullish on Joe Burrow. Are we in the clock? We're next on the clock. So after this pick, I'll show you kind of what I have I've drawn up.
Okay. So Cooper Kupp is there. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, for sure.
Any other names striking a fancy?
No, I'm down with Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, let's do Kupp. I'm down with that. Don't know why he's the 109.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's pretty easy to pair on here and to work around as well.
Yeah. What do you have in your hands there? And then talk to us about how you've been approaching weekly winners.
There's multiple strategies. So here's the thing, and why weekly winners is that, I say like we just don't know. We just don't know what's going to happen during the season. So like draft whoever you want. Guys with high upside, we just don't know. People researching weekly winners drafts, we just don't know. Because I have seen 8 different strategy articles out there on the optimal way to pick weekly winners. So there's like stacking, heavy stacking, and then like single stacks where you only stack one person and that's it. And then the rest try to hope you get lucky. And everyone's running like or back testing drafts that were never intended for weekly winners. That's the thing. Yeah. Like we've never done a weekly winners draft, so everyone's
pretty
like,
results oriented too. Dave, we're on the clock real quick before we get back to your soapbox here. I'm down with Garrett Wilson. I'm down with Tony Pollard.
Yeah, let's go, Tony.
Tony, all right, love it. All right, go back. Because
I do think in the weekly winners draft, it's important to draft running backs a little bit earlier than what we're used to, just because we want those points on the board now.
I agree with you. Like I could even see something where it's like in a weekly winners draft, just starting with a cheap offense. So literally going like Darren Waller, Daniel Jones, Saquon, Darius Slate, like just get that offense and then litter in late round picks and just fade the top guys. Like you can get real weird in a weekly winners draft, in my opinion.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got up here. I don't know. We have NFC West right here. So
is this copyrighted?
No, I created a cheat sheet for myself. And no one else has done this, but this is for if you want to pair your team or your players or stack players with their schedule. And so, we've got Cooper Kupp and then we've got Tony Pollard. Well, if you look right here and you can't see, but this is
the NFC
East and AFC East. So there, it's directionally. I think it may be mirrored right
NFC
here.
West.
Right. And so you can see like the NFC West right here. They play the NFC East. Who do we have on the NFC East? Tony Pollard.
Tony Pollard.
And so they also play the AFC North. And of course, each one of their teams twice.
I think you should have used a different color for each division. I think that would have helped your brain better.
Well, no, because it's the same. And then like when you do cross, you can't see, but it's purple, and that's like a combination of red and blue. But if you go NFC West at first, and then you go NFC East, you can pivot 2 different ways. You can pivot to AFC East and run off of Tony Pollard, or you could also go NFC West and go to NFC West and go to AFC North. You kind of see what I'm saying there? Because like every division plays an in-out like in division, in conference, and then out of conference division. And so this just kind of lets you double tap those guys. So that's the tree. No one else has this right now. This is copyright of Soccer Dave right there.
Some would say that Weekly Winners was inspired by Dave. Do you feel that?
Some might say that, and I'm not going to deny. I love this format because you can do whatever you want. You can get
and no one can tell you you're wrong either.
You can get a little bit back. Every strategy is viable, and it's not like the same piss boy strategy every time. And then people saying you can't do that. You can't do that. Well, actually, you can. You really can do that. So I want to know, like, what's your favorite strategy in this Weekly Winners?
This is my second Weekly Winners.
You've only done maybe 2? Oh my gosh.
But for the record, in the past,
what a rookie. Have you not done more than 1?
I just have a lot of other best balls I need to do, and I got, busy life. I do plan to max it at the end of the season if there's time. But for the record, Dave, I've always real quick run the clock here. The board is yours. Jonathan Taylor, Josh Jacobs, Keenan Allen, Joe Mixon, Amari Cooper, Ramondre Stevenson, DJ Moore, Joe Burrow.
I think we go with Debo.
Debo?
Oh, he was just taken. No, he was just taken. He would have fit in the NFC West tree. Okay, so we could either go.
I got Ramondre in the queue.
Yeah, and we could do him. Yeah, let's just do Ramondre. Let's do Ramondre.
Okay. I kind of like that, getting some running back. I agree with you that running back's a lot more valuable in Weekly Winners, where you don't need them to last the whole season. You don't need any of that. I don't know if my Wi-Fi is lagging or if your camera was lagging. Maybe the people out there.
I think it's probably my camera because I was opening up Photoshop.
Okay. People are asking if you saw the best ball porno and if you have a thought on that.
No, I didn't. I was talking to someone in the office about it because I wasn't tagged in this tweet, and yet I saw Overzet's tweet, and there were 2 phrases that come from me.
Yeah,
that lightly, but like as far as the live a little and you just don't know. Like we just don't know. Like both those phrases, and I wasn't tagged, and I am very thankful I was not tagged. But I have no clue what the story is here.
Why would you be thankful? That's like a brand boost. Like you don't need to acknowledge the tag. Like I didn't interact with the tag, but
no, because Pete already acknowledged it that at least the phrase was out there, and so people know. But maybe they know my conservative roots, and they're like, no, we don't want to mess with that. But I do kind of want to know the backstory of like who this person was. And
truly the most unhinged thing we've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Was it taken down? I didn't search for it, but I also did not see any sort of tags.
I didn't even see the tag of me.
So
do we want to lock in a quarterback? I like Christian Watson, and Mike Williams quite a bit too.
Yeah, if we did
Etienne?
Herbert,
Josh Jacobs.
I could roll with Josh Jacobs. Yeah, let's do.
Let's get a wide receiver here.
Okay, fine. Go, Mike Williams then. Or really, go Herbert. Go Herbert. Go Herbert. Josh.
We got him.
All right.
Quickest fingers. I don't know who we're gonna stack him with, but we don't need to worry about that.
Johnson. Or
a couple
Everett.
Questions and statements I had for you. One, it's seeming like we were getting massive capitulation from Davis on the live a little. For the record, I've always aligned a lot more with you on that thought as far as like the later rounds where, I frankly don't respect the fantasy football market that much. It's a very reactionary place. I think the rankings can be bad. I think it's getting better. But I've always just kind of like vibed out who I think is going to score the most points in the late rounds and not been like, oh no, it's 20 picks past ADP. So first, how are you feeling on that? Second, let's check in on the tree. who have you added to the tree this year?
Mm-hmm.
Any, why haven't you claimed some promising up and comers? Talk to us about the tree first.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the tree has already taken root. And if you've seen like a healthy tree, it's got to have like a vast root system. Like if you look at the tree and it's like you see all this up here, that means there's been a lot laid down here as well. Like it matches the width of the tree with the root system, and we got some deep roots as well. And so I think the foundation has been laid. So now we see the root, the branches of the tree, and they're starting to develop their own branches.
Oh, okay.
And so what we have is almost like a the multi-level marketing stuff where you're downline, one of your friends like, you sign up under me and then under me. Yeah. So we almost got that going on where it's an exponential effect. So I am just proud of the people that I do have in my tree. Like you look at what Overzet's doing these days. Come on. Davis was one of my earliest buds, I guess you could say, on the branch. Mm-hmm. And even he is doing good. He's growing up a lot. We talked about like he's capitulating on a little. He's opening up his mind now. And so it's not really about developing new branches. It's really about just seeing the tree become even fuller and healthier.
So your tree is set, is what I'm hearing, and
we're always open for new stuff. But I would say that it is like the roots have been established, and now it's like the branches are establishing their own stuff.
Okay, I like that. Let's hear some of your guys, Dave. Who are the guys that you're attaching the Soccer Dave dollars to in the best ball streets?
So one of those guys you got listed up top there with DeAndre Hopkins. Surprise, surprise. He is one of my guys. I
say this to everyone out there, like if you are playing best ball and you are a fan of a team, you might as well get some players on that team, right? Like,
and you probably have a better insight than what non-fans do. So you probably watch more camp video and have a little bit more of a optimistic outlook, which you kind of need. You need like a ceiling outlook when you're drafting these teams. So you either like them or you don't. And I love DeAndre Hopkins. If he falls right here,
let's just get your guy, right?
Yeah.
I was going to float another name. Hopkins was real good last year with Hollywood. I personally am a little worried about the Titans overall. I think their O-line is one of the worst in the league. And I think their first 7 games or the first 6 games, like I think they are Vegas dogs in all of them, including against the Colts. So I could really see them starting 1-5, 0-6. I draft quite a bit of Treylon Burks. I'm a big Burks guy at price, but
don't you want them to kind of be dogs for fantasy purposes? Number one.
Well, if the Titans start 0-6, are they riding with Tannehill? Talk to me about Will Levis. Like, what's the Will Levis reports like?
I don't feel great this year about I think Tanny's the guy, and the division is so bad that they are going to be in it until late. The defense is so good, and the Texans and the Colts are going to be so bad that the Titans have no choice. Like they can't be bad to tank, and so they're going to be riding with their guys. And we've seen year after year of Vrabel and this mentality of like us against the world. They're not going to be 0-6. They're not going to be 1-5. If anything, that's going to flip the script. They'll be like 4-2 and be like, oh, who could have predicted? And you know what? And that's what we just don't know.
I like Dameon Pierce quite a bit. Are you okay with him?
Sure. And you get 2 times versus the Titans in 15 and 17. If that's your, I like Cam Akers a little bit more, but we did get Cooper Kupp, so maybe not. Okay, let's go with Dameon Pierce.
I'm a little worried about Cam Akers personally. With
it sounds like you're worrying about a lot of people.
Well, I invest quite a bit of capital in the best ball street, so the worries are Here's the thing.
Do
Like,
you think though? Do you think though that now, since you're investing way more capital, that you're becoming maybe a different sort of player? And do you think
no.
that maybe that different sort of player isn't the guy who had the stones to win it all a couple years ago?
Well, I
Like,
won
why are you
last
worried
year
about Cam
too.
Akers? Why are you worried about Cam Akers?
Yeah, let's get to that. So
Yeah.
at the start of the draft season, I thought in some ways he fit the Josh Jacobs profile. Just young guy, he's only 24.
Yeah.
Like too cheap. But it's like the idea that like Sean McVay and him seem to like fight every other week, and like
Mhm.
1 week he's on the shit list, 1 week he's crushing. His weeks where he like exploded down the stretch was against a Broncos team who did not quiet quit. They like loudly quit playing professional football at that point. And then he's not a great pass blocker, and he got Stafford blown up quite a bit in pass protection last year. I'm already hearing rumorings of that. I think Kyron Williams is going to be the third down back. So that brings me to like a 2-down back on potentially a bad O-line team where I don't know. It's like he definitely has seasons where he smashes. He definitely has seasons where Kyron Williams plays a lot more than people want that draft Cam Akers.
You're having a beta mindset when it comes to the weekly winners, though, because you're still
Damian Pierce though is an alpha and young.
Right, sure. But you're saying, like, aren't you worried about like third downs and yada yada? You just said he could go off and he's got those weeks. Well, guess what? Guess what format the weekly winners is? It's the format in which you want your guys to go off. Like, you want these high upside guys.
But what if he gets like, what if he's not going off is what I'm trying to tell you.
Listen, there's a lot of what ifs out there.
How many rushing touchdowns do we think the Rams are going to be in position to score?
I'm bullish on the Rams this season.
You are.
Cup. And then Cam, when he's available, I've got a ton of Higbee, and there's either Puka Nakua or Tutu Atwell. I'm more of a Puka guy, and then Kyron. Like, you can go late, and Stafford is going like 160s, 170s, which is just like a no brainer if he's healthy.
I'm cool with the cheap guys. I'm cool with Cup. Cam Akers, I have some of, but he's closer to
I'm just saying your thought process around Cam Akers and why you wouldn't draft him in weekly winners is a flawed thought process.
I think we grabbed Quentin Johnston. For the stack.
I love Quentin Johnston, especially in the format for like best ball. He doesn't quite fit in with weekly winners as much, just because we don't know if he's going to develop right away. But we also have a shot at Everett, like in the third.
Well, you don't need to win week 1 of weekly winners, right?
I agree. But you want to have the most opportunities possible.
Yeah, like,
let me tell you about some other my guys. I've got
all right. Let's get to the Dave tree.
So I have been trying to draft either Khalil or Rojo 2 in pretty much all my drafts. Like, Khalil, I want one of those.
Roshan Johnson.
Yeah, I call him Rojo 2. So I want one of those two guys.
Terrible nickname. Terrible vibes on Rojo overall.
Because the other Rojo. Yeah, I get it.
Who's you got to rebrand that one as a brand guy. Think through that one a little bit.
Let's go.
I like David Montgomery for weekly winners. I like Rashad White.
I was gonna say the same thing. No, not Miles Sanders on that. But let's go.
I'm cool with Richardson.
No, let's not go Richardson. Let's go Rashad White.
Okay. He is a guy who, like,
he's very polarizing this season, I feel like.
Yeah, I think we're done with running back after that, where we just like have made our bed with these 4. He's a guy who I was like pretty cold on to start the year. And now that he's fallen behind like James Cook and Dameon Pierce and like all these
Herbert.
Herbert he's ahead of. But
he's starting to go behind Herbert in some of these drafts I've been in.
and maybe in weekly streets. I like his chances to give you like a regular 10 to 15, which if you build like a 0 RB team is plenty at running back. So like I get him a lot of my like 0 RB teams, but you don't need to swing in regular best ball. You don't need to swing for ceiling with every single pick. Weekly winners maybe a little bit more so.
Well, he fits the mold with like other running backs are going to get all their team's carries, but maybe not be so good, like James Conner.
Yeah, but he's like young too, so like.
Right. And so I think he's worth a dart throw for sure. I like both he and Dave Montgomery. Dalton Kincaid goes 94. Did that guy have did he have,
I was going to suggest Kincaid at 88 because I do think tight end is pretty important. He does have Josh Allen.
It is important if you're getting like an alpha
20.
guy.
But and Kincaid,
not, there are
Kincaid could be an alpha. Like
then
he
you
could
just
be
go volume later on. Like Everett, Higbee, these guys that are in decent offenses that could easily like outscore the top. Like we've seen in DFS, right? Like that there are some weeks that the top guys don't get there, and all you need, you just don't know. Like you.
Well, we're gonna go like 5 to 6 tight ends on this team. I think.
What?
I really think that in weekly winners, you should be understanding that you make your bed with your running back and wide receivers and quarterback early, and then tight end is such a high variance position that you might as well just give yourself a bunch of shots on goal. Not to mention the weeks where the tight end fills in the flex where you just have like 2 guys go off. Yeah. You could be competing with very few teams. So like you don't want to build the nuts.
For me, it's one or the other. Like I'm either getting a tight end early, one of the top 3 or now like top 5 tight ends early, and pairing them with one quarterback and that's it. Go running backs, wide receivers with the rest, or I'm going tight end late and just trying to get volume. But I don't think I've drafted 5 or 6 like you've said.
I think in weekly winners, it's a pretty viable thing to do.
Okay, let's do it. We're living a little.
No, we're living a lot. How have you been playing the quarterback? Have you been doing more solo quarterback? You've been going
if it's a top 3 round quarterback, I usually go solo.
I kind of like adding Richardson to the team if he's there, and then just like stacking the Colts, which a lot like way above ADP, which a lot of people
I'm
do.
Surprised Richardson's still there, to be honest.
Yeah, I think he's pretty great in weekly winners too, where it's like he's gonna have his field week.
Yeah. Let's see if he makes it. We got one more. Come on, Kansas.
I don't think the Pat Mahomes guy's doing it. Are we living?
Woo, yes, let's do it. Oh my god!
And
$20,000.
Oh no! We're winning the 20K at least 4 times this year.
Oh my gosh! I cannot believe they let us do that.
And I say we like really disregard ADP and we just get the whole Colts offense.
No, like
Pierce and Downs and Jelani Woods. Those are the 3 guys.
No, because what did you just say, Liam? What did you just say?
He's gonna have his field weeks, but here's the thing, Dave. He can actually throw down the field. He can throw down the field.
What happened though during the Fields week? Were we seeing lots of Bears? What were we seeing Bayless Jones like catching 3 or 4 touchdowns? No. We can pair him with 1 or 2 guys, but we're not picking all these guys above ADP.
Are you cool with grabbing Everett here?
No.
Who do you want then? AJ Dillon?
You're like backing me. Like Tony. Get Tony.
Tony sucks, man.
You suck.
You said I suck? That's your response, Dave?
You suck.
That's a 5-year-old response.
Or Tank. Either one. No, we already got our running backs. All right. Yeah, Tony. Tony's a guy, again, we just don't know. He could have spike weeks. You want these high ceiling guys.
You got to play in games to have the spike weeks.
Embrace the variance. Embrace the money. Winning that $1 million has made you a little bit soft. I'm just going to say
it. You didn't know me before that. What's your baseline? Were you grinding the chest streets?
No. It's, I just don't understand how you could be like, let's draft all these Colts 40 spots above.
I just told you.
And then I say Tony, and you're like, oh no, that scares me.
Guys, we can't live too much. We got to get the top guy at the queue because Tony's there at the top, and I like him. versus
Yeah. Well, you got to play at the games to score some points. Well, all he needs to play is one game to have one good week. Like you're not needing Tony for the tournament. You just need him to go off. And guess what? In that Chiefs offense, if he's the guy, he's going to go off.
Again, I think we've made our bed with the Chargers and the Colts. So we have our running backs, and now we just get the passing game pieces of those teams,
But that's
and
what
we
I'm
win
saying.
the week
There's so
that
many
they
different
spike.
strategies out there where there's some strategies where like I think it was Hayden Winks did like an article for Underdog talking about skinny stacks, right? Like you just want skinny stacks and let everybody
They haven't sent
you
me
just
the
want-
new shirts.
Oh, really? Yikes, tough scene. But yeah, like we don't have to stack up these guys if we
My
don't want to.
exposures don't want me to reach on a 10th round Gerald Everett because it's the ADP.
Structurally, we have to draft. We have to pair all of our guys with eight people from the same team. No, we don't.
Like, I think that's a good way to approach it. It's like we got our
alphas. All I'm
alphas.
asking is that we look at alpha plays. That's all I'm asking. And having Colts receivers are not alphas this year. I hate to tell you this.
Alec Pierce is going to have some 30 burgers.
No,
maybe only 1 or 2 weeks.
He's not. And if you think that, then we can get Alec Pierce outside of the 10th or 11th round. Like if that's your guy.
I'm not saying but like you get a little bit unique then with the tight ends you're wrinkling in. You got to get different in these streets. Plug into the matrix. Find out how to throw ADP out, Kitchen. Do it with me. Throw it out. Let me see this. Throw it out. You're not throwing.
I could not care less about ADP. What I'm saying is let's draft high ceiling guys. And you take this beta. I'm really worried about him. I would just take that whole philosophy and throw it out the window. This is where you embrace the risk. ADP is a lie.
And okay, and I'm telling us to reach like several rounds for guys, and you're talking about embracing the risk.
Alec Pierce over Kadarius Toney. Like, how are those guys?
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but that's what you meant.
All right, we're going Everett here. Are you fine with that? I'm also okay with Jameson Williams, by the way. I think I like him a lot for weekly winners.
Yeah, do Williams.
Okay.
We've already paired him once. So if we get Herbert with Everett, it's the gravy on top. But I think he'll be there the 12th. He's usually going in the 13th or later.
Sounds like a guy who's grinding the ADP.
I just know where guys are going, and I know where I'm going to get my guys. Like I've got a lot of Gerald Everett. Okay. So I'm not saying like you can't do that, but I'm maximizing the drafts and the guys I need to get. Like the guys you need to get now, like Tank Bigsby, right? Like I was loving him in the 140s. Guess what? In the 120s, I still love him. I'm still taking him. I'm not worried about like past ADP influencing what he can do. Like you can't take him because people got him earlier than you did. Well, you're going to get a different combo and we just don't know.
Well, that's what I'm saying with the like, especially these offenses who could be a lot better than people think, like the Commanders. I think it's kind of sharp just to be like, screw ADP. I'm getting the Commanders offense, and then I'll just layer in the later round guys.
Yeah, but like it's Beimfohr did a draft where he got the Commanders offense, but it was just Sam Howell and Cole Turner in the last 2 rounds. And then pair it with all these alpha plays.
You are like literally we're grabbing Everett here. You're countering yourself where you just said, I'm not worried about people who have cheaper combos.
All right, go to the available players, though. Go to the available players. Because I told you we could get Everett 2 rounds later. Would you rather have Kadarius Toney or Juju?
Juju, I don't think will have one. He will not reach a single weekly winning lineup.
This is what I'm saying. I knew that we'd be able to get Everett. Why? Because I've done 30 of these, and you've done 2.
But Kitchen, here's how we win. Close your eyes. First of all, Justin Herbert or Anthony Richardson goes off 30 to 40.
2 alpha plays. Freaking love them.
Cooper Kupp and Hopkins also both go for 30. Wide receiver spots filled. It's only 2 wide receiver spots, right? In this format? Maybe it's 3. I don't know.
No, it's 3. It's 3.
Okay. And Quentin Johnson
Same
isn't.
format. Yeah.
Tony Pollard, Ramondre, and Pierce hitting the running back and flex. Boom. Don't need other players. One of Everett and or the other 50 tight ends we're going to take does enough. We split 20K. I send it to you. You hit me with a thank you.
Yeah.
The tree grows. I start my own tree.
Yeah, I want you to close your eyes now.
Okay.
Okay. We just got done winning 20K.
Mm-hmm.
You take a look at the scoreboard and you realize, Kitchen was right about Tony and Hopkins. And you send me that 10K like with mixed feelings because you love that you got 10K, but with the 10K you're sending, you also have to put in the notes, I'm sorry. ... You were right. Period.
Why do I have to put that in the notes?
It's because you feel so bad because you tried to give me such a hard time. And if it wasn't for me,
such a hard time. I said, here's why I'm concerned about Hopkins. And then I said, Tony sucks. That's all I said.
Okay.
The chat should just keep their eyes closed.
Keeps their ears closed with your bad beta takes. Like all I want is for you.
Did you hear this word beta recently, or did your kids like have a Minecraft video with this in the vocab?
No,
and you're like, oh, that's gonna kill. Let me write that down.
No, in the best ball streets in the weekly winners format, you've got to have an alpha mentality. Is all I'm saying. And right now, the mentality I'm hearing from you is more of the not alpha variety.
Elaborate.
It's a beta mentality.
No, give an actual point. Don't just say a word.
No, I just told you. You're not like you're telling me all this stuff that you're not excited about.
This is a bad look for you, Kitchen. Is this Kitchen or Andrew Tate? Have you been listening to Andrew Tate?
No, he's saying because I'm using the word alpha.
I'm worried about the grasp he has on the young men of our generation, including you now, Kitchen.
I have never listened to anything that he said. I do know that he got arrested because of a pizza box in wherever he was. But what I'm saying is that on this stream, you've talked more about your worries than your excitement.
Well, that was
is a bad mental framework for drafting a successful weekly winners team.
Kitchen, we are on the road to 3K here. Guys, hit the subscribe button. But I will
come back on this stream.
I have a fiduciary duty to my followers to tell the truth, and it's like, look, I'm not drafting a ton of Cam Akers in regular best ball, which we're doing weekly winners right now, but
yeah. Okay. Well, tell me some of the guys that you like, because like I brought up Hopkins, Akers, Tony.
Okay.
And I've got big concerns about those, is all I'm hearing from you. So you tell me, like,
are you cool with Higbee?
I freaking love Higbee. I already told you I got tons of Higbee and Everett. Who are your guys?
Who are your guys?
You're excited about.
In what round? In what round? Name a round.
I don't care. In the 14th round.
In the 14th round.
Yeah.
So the upcoming rounds. I draft Gainwell there. I draft Gallup there. I draft tight end. I'll draft some quarterback if they're there. Obviously, these ADPs aren't normal.
No, but who are you excited about? Not who will you just...
Who am I excited about? Draft? I'm big time excited on Tony Pollard. I'm big time excited on Dalton Kincaid. I have 50% Kincaid.
Okay. All right.
I'm big time excited on getting a lot of Zach Charbonnet. I'm getting a lot of Jalen Warren. Getting a lot of Tank Bigsby.
Yeah.
Getting a lot.
But you already got those guys. Are you still excited about drafting them where they're at?
I think this
I did see like a condescending tweet that you put out. It's like, if you're really excited because you just got Tank and Warren.
That's not what I said exactly.
Just know
people next year
that I've already drafted them 2 rounds earlier.
They can wait for the training camp videos next year.
Yeah.
We're going with Alec Pierce here.
All right, whatever.
Next year, people can wait for the training camp videos, or they can just watch my streams in May. And like I've been on Calvin Ridley since the jump. I'm big time excited on Ridley and the Jags passing offense. What's the Is this because
You're
it's a division rival?
No, well, that
Yes.
1. 2, you're drafting Ridley in the second round.
Yeah. I mean, I personally think it's like over the wide receiver twos that are just getting placed there, like Waddle, Smith. I think in the smash seasons, Ridley outproduces them. I think Trevor is going to throw for 4,500 to 5,000 yards this year.
Yeah, but you take a look at Smith. Who's he got really for competition outside of AJ?
Hurts his legs.
Same thing with Waddle.
No, I like this. I don't dislike.
But this is what I'm saying is that like the guy who I've been getting a lot of is Zay. Just because he's way cheaper. I don't even like
that is like the opposite of live a little. Like everyone was like, oh no, Christian Kirk wasn't there in 2 wide receiver sets in week 1 of the preseason. That is the most fear-based thing I've ever heard in my life.
No, it's about getting a piece of this Jags offense, but not sacrificing a piece of the Eagles offense, right?
Oh, I'm big on the Eagles. Don't.
Yeah, but if you're not getting Gainwell, then who are you getting outside of the 6th round?
I take some Swift. I'm warming to him a league winner. I have a lot of Rashad Penny, which is maybe not great. Don't know how that one's looking right now.
Tell me what other heavy bags you have.
Most of the bags have really risen in price. He's the only one who's like, ooh, could be a 0. I don't think he is.
Yeah.
But
hey, can I ask you about a strategy since I'm with one of the best ball thought leaders?
Absolutely.
It is getting a little bit contentious, and we're on the same team trying to live a little bit.
We are on the same team.
All right. As a Bills guy,
mm-hmm.
Damian Harris has dropped to like 13th, 14th round. I did a 250 draft on DK the other day where it's single entry, 250. All right. All right. But I paired Damian Harris in the 14th with Latavius in the 20th. Because I feel like we just don't know really which one of those two backs are going to be like
the goal line
short
back.
Yardage or goal line back. But if it's one of them, if it is one of them, then a 14th or 20th is going to be fine. Tell me how you feel about that strategy, especially on DK.
I think I like to do that for all ambiguous RB2 and 3s early on because I'm not someone who thinks you can't.
Give me an example.
Like
Philly?
Like Chris Evans and Travion Williams or Chase Brown.
You're not even saying Chase Brown, but yeah.
Chase Brown and Crit. Like the point is, I'm okay to eat a 0 if it means I'm securing an upside piece. Do we want to go Stafford and get crazy here? We do have 2 pieces of the Rams.
No.
Are we done with quarterback?
Yeah.
DPJ, spike week guy.
Scroll down. Shahid, Shakir.
I like DPJ quite a bit.
Okay.
And
Shahid, if you want to use him. Thielen?
No.
He doesn't fit our build. No.
He doesn't fit anyone's build who's trying to win money. No, I mean, I think, again, the Damian is just a really big fear thing from the market where I'm still drafting him at the depleted cost. I think he's a lot better than Devin Singletary, right? He's 26. Yeah. Latavius Murray is literally the oldest running back in the NFL. I do think Latavius could play on some pass downs if they need that. That's not really Damian.
And if something happens to Cook, then it's going to be Harris and Latavius.
Probably. Well, they also signed the Jets cast off the other day.
Which one?
The guy who used to be a Jet. Someone look it up for me. But he could play third downs is the thing.
Not Izzy, right?
No, like not a current.
Donovan?
An old Jets cast off. He was on the year before these dudes.
Oh, okay.
Ty Johnson, I think, is what it was.
Oh, yeah. Boy, it's been a minute since. So, like, the Chargers, I've drafted a lot of Kelly.
Oh, Darrington Evans is on the team, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That could be a total 0. Like, I think Kelly's fine, but Spiller and him, I think, are really...
Well, the Spiller outplaying him last week, I'm like, F. Like, I should have drafted more Spiller.
Well, you still have
So,
time.
Yeah, I know.
16 days to be precise.
When you won your Millie, when was the lineup drafted? Early or late?
June
Or middle?
16th. Let's grab Shaheed here, and huge spike week guy.
Who else is available? I just want to see who else is available.
I think we go Shaheed and then a bunch of tight ends.
Okay. I'd probably go Hardman over Shaheed, but whatever.
I really like Shaheed this year.
Yeah, well, he's been hurt. That's the only issue.
And that's why he's getting cheap.
Okay. All right.
Live it with me, man.
That's fine. I think
this is how you should build
Michael Thomas is going to reestablish his domain in New Orleans, but I hate Shaheed. It's just like this Saints offense is just so spread out. Kind of like the same thing with Jags.
They have the easiest schedule in the NFL, and they have a bunch of dome games.
Titans week 1.
Yeah, which is a great secondary to target for Shaheed.
Derek Carr is not going to have time to even drop back, like even a 3-step drop.
This is you grinding Saints online footage.
Titans pass rush is going to be nasty this year. They get back Harold Landry. They got big Jeff Simmons right in the middle. They added some nasty linebackers and pass rushers. Like Titans pass rush, you better hope that it gets to the secondary.
I have a pretty big Michael Thomas bag. I've cooled off from drafting him. Like reports are mixed. Like one day it's like he looks good. The other day it's like he's going to be the 3 or 4 in the offense.
All right. Let me ask you. Yeah, I'm with you on Thomas, and keep drafting him. Don't let those reports.
I'm cool.
No, don't cool off. I'm going to ask you about some offenses, and you tell me yay or nay. Broncos.
Nay. Like full fade.
No. Okay. Wow.
No. 0% Judy, a little bit Cortland Sutton, a little bit P. Ryan.
Whoa. Okay. Browns.
On the cheaper pieces, yay. I think I have like a little bit Deshaun when he falls past ADP.
Yeah.
I like Pollard over Chubb. I have a lot of DPJ. Njoku's way too expensive. I think Elijah Moore could
disappoint. He's expensive?
Yeah, he's like a classic low advance rate player, but will be fine for playoffs. He's getting cheaper though.
Yeah. Okay. And then Giants.
Yay.
Okay.
Big yay.
So do you have your Waller bags already packed or?
Yeah. I mean, literally from like the day the contest launched, I was like, Daniel Jones to Darren Waller could be the league winning stack. So I got a lot of Waller, got a lot of the Chiefs.
Are you still drafting Waller teams because you already have your bags packed? And he's
I don't know. His price is getting
now.
He's getting a little outrageous in like the 5th and 6th. Like I always liked him straight up over Goddard, straight up over Pitts.
Yeah.
Because he's going to be the engine of that passing game. But I need to get some in the 5th, 6th. It's not that crazy to go from like 7, 8 to 5th, 6th, but it doesn't feel great. Also like the injury risk is there with him, right? Like, but I still draft him.
Okay.
I'll do the same with you. Rookie quarterback edition.
Okay.
Commanders.
He's not really a rookie, but
I know, but he's second year basically as a rookie.
Yeah, sure.
It's not a yay or an A. That's it.
Yeah. It's a sure. It's like if we're being yay or nay, I would say yay. Especially at his price point.
Panthers.
I was yay on them, and I'm still pretty yay. I can't.
Are you watching Hard Knocks?
I've watched the first 2 episodes, so I saw the Panthers.
There's only been 2. Yeah. The O-line seems concerning there for the Panthers faithful, but I still think Bryce Young is going to have some spikes.
I do too, and I think he will use. People say he's not a runner. If you watch him in college, he is a scrambler. Like he didn't need to run a whole lot because he was at Alabama. But
I don't watch college at all.
Well,
that's what helps me not have biases on like.
But I know I like Bryce, and he's got options.
All right, Trey McBride and Jelani Woods. Woods stacks with Richardson. You cool with Woods?
Yeah, I'm cool with Woods. It's just the injury stuff.
Yeah, he could be a 0. Like it could be Mo Alley Cox over him. It could be
Colin Granson.
Kyle Granson over him. There's another tight end, but I'm really kind of thinking that was like Frank Reich more than the Colts.
Yeah. Yeah, Jared says he scrambles to extend plays like Mahomes. Exactly. And Mahomes can run, though. Like, Mahomes will get rushing touchdowns. I think similar what will happen to Bryce is that he will have 300-plus yard passing game.
Anthony Richardson, are your bags packed there?
Nah. Like, if it...
I am.
I've got a decent...
He's my highest drafted quarterback.
No, not mine. I've got like 5 to 10% just in case he goes off, right? Like, just give me, like, I don't want to be living miserably if he does go off. I want some chances, especially if it's a 2 quarterback build and he's my second quarterback.
Yeah, he's like a 2,
like a Deshaun and Richardson combo is elite.
Like Hurts Richardson, Allen Richardson, Herbert Richardson as your QB2. Like these are the combos that are going to win.
If I'm getting those other guys, I'm getting Tanny in the late 18th.
What % chance do you think Tannehill is benched if the Titans start off bad?
They're not going to start off bad.
Okay, but
if we're throwing percentage chances out there, like I would say 20% chance he's benched.
That's pretty high for a playoff format contest.
Yeah, and it's probably why people aren't drafting him at all.
When I draft Tannehill, I always draft Will Levis too. I like handcuff the quarterback.
What kind of mentality that is?
It's usually on a 20-round site. 2 tight ends and Josh Downs. I kind of root for.
Yeah, I would have rather have Josh Downs over the tight end we just took.
All right, well, let's
I would have gone with Khalil in this format.
Khalil Shakir?
Well,
let me tell you, he's the wide receiver 5 in Buffalo, so you're welcome.
Yeah, but if something happens to one of these guys, though, he's going to be the guy. I don't think it's going to be Sherfield. I would honestly go CEH here, probably if I had to choose one, but
no. We built a great team here. This is a Herbert and Anthony Richardson quarterback team. Just every week we're getting 30 from these guys. Tony Pollard, Ramondre, Dameon Pierce, Rachaad White. We just need 2 of them to explode in any given week. We got the RB1 on the year, Tony Pollard. And I think Ramondre will be close to top 5. I think Pierce will be close to top 10. White in the mix for top 15. We got Kupp in the mix for wide receiver 1. Hopkins is going to have some weeks. Quentin Johnston correlates with Herbert. There's Tony, great morale guy. Love that he's tweeting out fans on Twitter. Jameson Williams will give us the spikes down the stretch. And then Pierce, DPJ, and Shaheed are classics, deep A-dot spike week guys. Downs is also a deep A-dot guy in the slot to stack with the Richardson offense. And then we just need enough from Everett, Higbee, and Woods. Like we need one of them to fall in the end zone twice, and we're shipping at least 1 week of weekly winners. Who is Jay Bobo? Bobo.
I've got plenty of DPJ, but I really like Tillman. I was liking getting Tillman and Wilson and Hyatt, like these guys, but all of their ADPs have just kind of flown up where you can't get them late now. You gotta draft a little earlier now.
Well, here's
I got a hard out in 2 minutes, so let's wrap this up.
All right, let's wrap it. I'll tell you guys that thing real quick. Kitchen, just tell the people where they can find your work. Yeah. Thanks so much for coming on, man. Always a blast to shop it up.
Yeah, rotogrinders.com, scoresandodds.com are the sites, and Fantasy Labs. Those are sites I help with. We're also affiliated with Spike Week, their tool for weekly winners for me is a must-have. Now, the other drafts, I've pretty much got everything in my head.
Your brand is just the opposite of using a tool. Like you can't be the live a little guy and then be like, you need a draft tool to draft.
No, because then you can select a player and then just draft off their week. So you have all these different strategies that I want to use, and I need the tool to do that.
I'm just saying, if I was running the company, I'd want someone other than the live a little guy touting the software.
No, I'm the perfect guy for the software. And I needed the software when I started drafting before I drafted 150 teams and maxed out. So anyways, I have to have it on DraftKings and I have to have it on Weekly Winners and Underdog. So Swolecast comes out tomorrow, same time as we did this show. And then I recently started a newsletter, Cavish, and it's for guys in their 30s and 40s. And
why no one in their 20s? Like what? Like a 25 to 20?
I'm sure there is a newsletter for guys in their 20s and teens.
This isn't it.
This isn't it. It's okay to have different stuff. So once you get
a mature 20-year-old can check it out.
Yeah, sure. If you want to. Like, we're not saying like we're not having, but this is catered towards people, towards guys in their 30s and 40s. It's my demographic, basically. The guys that people that enjoy fantasy and have disposable income usually are guys in their 30s, 40s, and low 50s. So anyways, that's where we're at.
For Dave, for me, thanks for tuning in, guys. As soon as I end this, refresh the stream, drop a comment, help the algo, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Hayden Winks coming on tomorrow. Matthew Berry the 31st. In the works of booking Evan Silva. Pete coming on next week. We got some guests coming down the pipe. Thanks for checking out, guys. Peace out.